Hello, this is Cheap Bastard talking to you. Every one of us came or will come to the point where it is necessary to upgrade your graphics card or build a new PC for cheap. So in this video I will show you the card that is and will be capable of 1080p high or ultra gaming and wouldn't cost as much as GTX 1050 Ti or RX 560, but will perform as good as GTX 1063 gig. And it is the GTX 780. This can be found on local selling websites or eBay for people like me who don't live in UK or USA. For people in UK, I suggest buying it on CEX because there it is selling for £95. This card right here that I have is a Zotac Amp Edition 3GB version that I have bought for €100 on local used hardware website. It needs one 6-pin and one 8-pin PCIe connector, which my 500-watt Lepa PSU is fully capable to handle. So, enough talking. Let me prove my point by benchmarking couple of demanding and couple of esports titles and see if this GTX 780 is the ultimate 1080p gaming graphics card. I paired it with an i5 4690K processor and 12 gigs of DDR3 1600MHz RAM. For the first game to test, I chose Need for Speed Payback. In my opinion, this is one of the best looking games that I have ever played, and on the high preset, which game set to itself, I got an average of 77 FPS and a minimum of 60. Very good result for a start. Next, I chose GTA 5. On very high settings, I got an average of 94 FPS while I was driving through Los Santos and trying to make as much explosions as I can to make the worst case scenario of gameplay. As you can see, our GTX 780 kept very well and Grand Theft Auto 5 wasn't even a challenge for it. Because previous games were not hard to run at all for our graphics card, I decided to give it a more serious challenge. I tested Just Cause 3. This game looks great as those two I tested earlier, but the difference is that it is very unoptimized on certain hardware. So I put everything to the max where I could and then went to explode some city and then explore the map with a grappling hook and a parachute. I got an average of 61 FPS and it is the first time the game dropped below 60 FPS because we got a minimum of 39. But actually I didn't notice any drops while playing and the gameplay experience was flawless. Now it is time for esports game CSGO, where every frame matters. On the highest settings I went to play a few deathmatch matches and actually forgot that I was testing the GPU because it was so much fun to play, and within a half hour of period I got an average of 184 FPS and it didn't drop below 100. For the last game to test I chose Fortnite. On high settings I got an average of 87 FPS and I gotta say that when I was jumping out of the bus the frames were lower than on the ground, but despite everything I got that minimum of 49, so I guess it was when I was jumping out of the bus. So I tested all games on very high settings and there was no game that my GTX 780 couldn't handle. The temperatures were also quite low, around 65 degrees Celsius or 149 degrees Fahrenheit, and it remained quiet all the time. I hugely recommend you buying this graphics card if you have a monitor of 1080p Full HD resolution, because you won't see any difference if you bought a 1070, 1080, etc. and you will save a lot of money because it's half the price of 1063 gig. You better save that money on better monitor. Okay, thank you for making it all the way to this point. I gotta say, this is my first video and I'm going to try uploading once a week or two. So subscribe if you liked this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheap Bastard out.